What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another late night. We're genre flipping this time. From the title, you can see we're watching Bullitt with Steve McQueen. Hailed to have one of the best car chase sequences ever. I'm not so sure if it would, how it would stand up against French Connection, because I still remember that sequence. But if that is what promotes this film so much, we just gotta check it out. Director Peter Yates, from the film he directed, we have seen a film of his which would be Krull, which you can find somewhere up here if you're interested to watch that. And this would be our second Steve McQueen film, so yeah, excited to, a non-Western. This would be the first non-Western Steve McQueen film that we're watching. So excited to get into this one, and without any further delay, let's get into this one, because Captain, we are Ego. Interesting, just within the title sequence, the very beginning, we already know, somewhat what's going on. It's an assassination attempt. Why is there an assassination attempt? We don't know.
We lost him.
He's your brother, Ross. If you can't find him, we have people who will. And you're paying for the contract.
Okay, that's interesting. That throws an interesting loop. I was wondering who he was, because it seemed like he was part of the whole assassination attempt throughout the title sequence. Seems like it's his brother, so the story starts off on an interesting note. Again, assumption, I'm jumping ahead. I would guess he was looking for further instructions on how to move about from this assassination attempt, except it looks like he's gotten into the wrong taxi.
Lieutenant, how are you? Thanks for coming over. Name is Frank, isn't it? That's right.
He seems so far removed from the conversations that are taking place.
A senatorial hearing has a way of catapulting everyone involved into the public eye, with subsequent effect on one's career. It'd be a pleasure to have you along.
Well, at least what I denote from what he's trying to say is, you scratch my back, you take good care of my own witness, I'll scratch your back as well. I'll make sure, career-wise, he'll progress.
Got any firearms? Oh, man, I got nothing on me. Just my wallet. Some red lighter.
A rather shabby hotel that he's in. The window was cracked. Well, has to be non-discreet, right?
He's grooming himself for public office.
You make good copy. They love you in the papers, Frank.
Yeah, okay.
I see. Okay.
Just trying to
So long,
keep you
sir.
happy. I said okay.
I see. So he has a reputation, might as well get the best, and Chalmers wants to progress.
You understand?
No, I'll see you tomorrow.
Something between now and Monday, it seems like it's going to go awry. Things are going a little bit too perfectly, or, as we're seeing it, they just can't be that this mysterious organization is not going to know something.
Chalmers downstairs with another man. They want to come up.
Chalmers at 1 o'clock in the morning. No, don't let him in. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, it seems suspicious. Otherwise, Chalmers is not a hard name to know, and for the organization to know that there could be a hearing on Monday, sounds plausible that they would come up.
Wait. Now look. He told me.
Whoa. Wow. So there goes Johnny, and there goes one of the legs of the cops that was, taking the shift. Well, why did he unlock the door? There's no point in asking a question if he knew what happened, if he identified the shooter.
He unlocked the door.
Who unlocked it?
Ross, like he's expecting someone.
Okay, so he was, conscious enough to, and remember the details and recite it, but that was the important thing, was telling Frank that, the chain was off.
What are his chances?
No more than 50-50. We stopped the hemorrhaging, but they got some of the major blood vessels.
Thank you, Doctor.
That extended sequence where we're inside the operating room, the tension to see whether or not Ross is going to live or not, it's interesting because as much as possible, that was his duty to keep him alive, and you don't want the papers to come out, however it may be that he wasn't able to protect him.
What about the setup? What do you think about that?
Shotgun and a backup man. Professionals.
Yep.
Well, question also is, how did they know he was in that specific room, that specific hotel? How did they know that?
Does Chalmers run this case, or do I?
All I'm interested in is results. Do whatever you think is best.
Play it by the book. If my understanding of that would be, by every stretch, imaginable, protect Ross, do it by the books, because this could come back to bite the captain or Frank.
Well, they know where to look for him, and they used your name to get in.
Are you suggesting I disclosed his whereabouts?
Well, somebody did. And it didn't come from us.
So it could be somebody within Chalmers' circle.
You work your side of the street, and I'll work mine.
Lieutenant, I shall personally officiate at your public crucifixion if Ross doesn't recover during the course of the hearing, so I can at least present his deposition.
Wow. Personal crucifixion. Wow.
There may be another attempt on his life. I'll be back in the morning with my people. Thank you, Doctor.
With my people. There goes the trust out of the window. Except, I mean, his question is valid. What is the deal with Ross? I mean, what does he know?
A relative of mine, he's here with a gunshot wound. Could you please tell me where I can find him?
Why don't you try at the reception desk just down the hall?
There's no one there, Doctor.
Well, he could be up on the second floor in the emergency room.
Oh, wouldn't that be convenient? He fits the description of how Stan described him in the ambulance. That's him.
There's the man down the stairs.
And here the chase begins. There you go. Now they have some plot. They have an actual person to chase. The guy's covered. Where would he go? He's very calm for having to chase, quote unquote, hitman, assassin. He's so under control.
What's that, man?
Go.
What's he got?
From one bad news to the other, he could not find this hitman, and now the lead witness, Ross, is dead. So who knows what Chalmers is gonna come, how he's gonna come on his head.
I want this kept open. If Chalmers finds out that Ross died, he's gonna fold this up, and I want the man that killed him.
Good delay tactic. That's again, according to his captain, you decide what's best, and this seems to be the right course of action to give him enough time to find these killers.
I'm sorry, Joe. He's been transferred to another room.
May I have an outside light?
He did come with his own people. He was not joking.
I'm sorry, I can't find Mr. Ross's medical chart. It's evidently been misplaced.
Or appropriated.
Appropriated?
All right, I'll inform the administrator. Thank you very much.
Next thing to look for is Lieutenant Bullitt.
Where is he? Are you going to tell me or not?
Well, I can at the present time.
Now listen to me, Lieutenant.
Well, That's not his captain, so he won't take direct orders.
Lieutenant, give him a chance. Well, he's trying.
No, he's not trying hard enough.
It'll come to him.
You're wasting your time.
This is a good cop, bad cop ploy. He'll probably remember something.
That?
No, Balder. Am I helping you, sir?
I never had it so good.
Seems like they already have something in mind with the connection between how Ross came to the hotel and where he was picked up from the Sunshine Cab.
2.
Do what?
Calls. He called twice. The second was long distance.
How do you know it was long distance?
He put in a lot of change.
Robert Duvall as a taxi cab driver is very observant.
I do not choose to have people accuse me of false promises for the sake of cheap sensationalism, or to be compromised by your lieutenant. Castrate him.
He's pulling. First he brings up tuition, and then now he's serving him. So there's only so much the captain can do. He probably will, request Lieutenant to reveal where he's keeping Johnny.
Anyone else trying for a hit?
Haven't heard of any such likelihood.
What about his brother, Pete?
In the clear.
All the information comes at a cost. It's a bartering system for this information. But yeah, what more? I don't know if the information that he got was any more encouraging. Besides, everybody is looking for him, and he evaded one hit. Let's assume this will be the start of this epic car chase that has gotten this film its reputation. But so far so good. It's just the chase has to reverse. It has to be him, figuring out that somebody's tailing him and then going after them. Both of them are trying to play it cool until one of them shows their hands, and it turns out into a full car chase where that's where he has means to actively chase them down, and they become active getaways. It's almost like I'm getting flashbacks of Vertigo, it was just going up and down. Everything looks like a maze. Once you turn either left or right, you seem like you're in a loop. The shot selection for this sequence is amazing. Every shot, there's so much that is packed into it. Like, there's no wasted shot at all. And each one of the actors, including Steve McQueen, I can see them in the car, so that's extremely impressive. It's surprising how there's no dialogue. Both drivers, both companies in both cars seem to be so relaxed and so calm. Wow! Whoa! That was close. But yeah, he probably has to stagger his way just so that he doesn't. Oh boy. Now they're gone. They exploded. Well, now where does that lead him? He doesn't have any more. What lead does he have?
Smuggling a dead man out of a hospital, and now 2 men killed who may have had nothing to do with it.
The man I was chasing killed Ross.
How do you know? Did you see him?
Yes, he tried to nail me with a shotgun.
Same weapon that killed Ross.
Miss Dorothy Simmons, Thunderbolt Hotel, San Mateo.
Ross called her person to person from a phone booth in Union Square. Approximately
Right.
9 hours before he was killed.
Right. He made 2 calls. No car left, and he has to take his partner's car. You got to do what you got to do.
Hello. Del? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a strangulation.
Not another one of his leads is now gone, and just before the police arrived, seemingly somebody came out already. I mean, it was just recent, this strangulation.
What will happen to us in time?
Time starts now.
Time starts now. She got the brutal awakening of his reality, and take it or leave it.
New purse, still got a price tag on it.
Seems like the camera roll would probably be their next possible lead.
I understand that Captain Bennett told you had until Monday morning to comply with my writ of habeas corpus. However, I want a signed admission now that Ross died while he was in your custody.
When I'm ready.
It's still the Sunday. See what else they can pull within the day. It's either Sunday or Monday by now, but more likely still Sunday.
Ross.
Albert Edward Rennick. Used car salesman, Chicago.
AR. That's his initials.
Mrs. Dorothy Rennick and Mr. Al Rennick have reservations on the 7 o'clock flight to Rome. Separate tickets not confirmed. And I got this report from Chicago. Rennick has no record of arrests. He's clean, Frank.
So they had the wrong person in custody. So Johnny Ross is still alive.
You have a Rennick and Ali Rennick, flight 124 to London. What? Thank you. At the last minute on a Rome ticket. Flight control.
He switched his flight. Different gate. I might be wrong. I got it mixed up because they both actually look quite similar between Ross and Rennick.
We both know how careers are made. Integrity is something you sell the public.
You sell whatever you want, but don't sell it here tonight.
Interesting. Chalmers knew exactly where to be when they were aware of, him going to Rome. Heat style, circa Robert De Niro and Al Pacino chasing each other. We have an airport chase now. How did he have a gun with him this entire time, even past the airport security? Wow. Just in time. Hit himself underneath, went between the huge airplane. What a sequence. And this is the 2 chase sequences in one film. Only a matter of tailing him, waiting until he gets to him before Chalmers.
Get back.
Frank shot first. Either way, not good for Chalmers.
Let's get back. Let's keep the area clear. Let's get back and keep the
Wow.
area clear.
The most normal... the most normal audience. They watch it, ask questions, they don't run away. That's the sewer that he's in. The ultimate sewer that he remains in. Wow. Thoughts? Fantastic film, might I add. Fantastic film. Really, really fun. Made me think about the 1960s and how cool it must have been. Just such a different aesthetic style, to filmmaking, to living your life, to the cars, to the watches, to the uniforms, to the hospitals. What a unique time. And my goodness, Steve McQueen. I mean, the guy's an action star without having to do action-y stuff. Like, part of me was thinking, specifically when they were shifting, quote unquote, Ross Dead's body into the ambulance, and they had said, okay, let's go. For some odd reason, I immediately thought about Tom Cruise and this being a Mission Impossible film. If you probably just switch out the actors, put on a modern score, this would be a Mission Impossible film. If I had seen any, everything about it is so similar. Mission Impossible is similar to this, is what I mean. And you know, the beats, the camera work, it's so economical. Every shot it seems like combines two modern day shots, if that makes any sense. It's, you know, because I mean, so much of the zoom and panning is at least very staple in 60s, 70s films, and you can get 3 shots in one shot, and it looks so good. The grit, the use of pure action, sound, when it was a pure chase sequence, you know, where they decided to have, you know, subtle sounds when he was chasing the 5'10" assassin with the gray hair. There was these string instruments, so the score, the camera really did it for me. The car chase sequence by far is, I mean, I have to say, it was amazing. I don't know how long logistically it took them to film it, but it was spectacular. I thought it would have ended at some point. There was a point which I thought, okay, their car would break down, Bullitt will get to them, so on and so forth. It didn't stop. They went from, I would guess, the city, and then they went out towards the outskirts, driving, and then they explode. So that was great. Some of the angles, I mean, I don't know how they shot some of those angles, besides having to do it again and again and again, but very inventive, extremely creative with like chase sequences, car chase sequences. Not to mention, I would imagine there probably is a host of films that have taken inspiration from this film, namely Heat. That last sequence in the airport is so Heat. It's so Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. It's fantastic. The only, I would say, this would be more so my issue is I don't know if I fully grasped the plot. Besides, and that mainly being able to tell Rennick and Ross apart because they look so alike. So at the very beginning, when we see the title sequence, that's Ross. And when we get to San Francisco, who is that? So who is in the Daniel Hotel? Is that Ross, Rennick? I mean, I would need to watch this film again to fully probably understand it. But the whole, I mean, and the angle of this so-called organization, and Chalmers and his whole thing. He's not just a senator. He's probably also bought out by the mafia, this organization. So there are some things that I think I missed, most definitely missed, that would probably have put it that much over the edge in terms of fully understanding it, fully appreciating it. But other than that, it's a 1960 cop gritty action film. There's so much to appreciate, so much to like. I mean, Steve McQueen just makes driving seem cool. He just makes wearing a jacket and a turtleneck seem cool. So his star quality is so palpable, if for a lack of a better word. It was just such a cool film. Such a cool film. Yeah, but yeah, and it went really quick. It went really quick. Almost wish there was some more towards the end besides just leaving it at that. But yeah, it was fantastic. But yeah, that's it. That's all about it on my end of thoughts. I'm pretty sure as I'm watching this, as I'm editing, I'll probably get something else. But yeah, without delaying this too long, I'll let me know what you think, if I had missed anything in particular. Next time I'll be watching the chins, because I could probably tell Rennick and Ross probably had different chins, but they looked really similar. But yeah, until the next episode, this was a fun one. Yeah, stay safe, and if you have a car, if you're blessed with a car, yeah, burn some rubber, shall we say, bullet style. Take care, guys. What's up, you cinephiles? Thank you very much for making it to the very end. Me and Big Willie don't take that for granted. We really appreciate you. Now, if you'd like to show your support to us, you know what you can do up here. You can smash that button, really just smash it. And you know, if you would like to check out some more content, they're all curated by days up over here and playlists. So, you know what? We hope you're having a great day. Don't crumble and just continue to smile and be a good bastion of cinema.